quickly and easily. Now, given the opportunity, and especially when I'm shooting in the dark and even the flash, if there's a wall, if there's a door frame, lean up against it. Brace yourself however you can. I will keep my arms at my sides just to keep things really stable. I've got a really steady hand when I shoot, but I don't use a tripod because I want to be able to move literally on a moment's notice. If something catches my attention, or I've had those times where I felt there was something, there was an energy, there was something in this room, and it just went that away. So I want to be able to go that away. So I've never used a tripod. I want that super mobility, and that's what's worked.
Do you have a bucket list location that you want to go and shoot pictures at?
Yeah. I mean, living in
Ireland?
Connecticut, I've done a lot of the upper, the East Coast. There's places out in the Midwest. I haven't been to Waverly Hills yet. I would like to see what that place is like. I've heard so many stories. I'd like to get over to Europe. Love to go over and do Edinburgh.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Not so much London, but I've been to York, England, a couple of times. Where we're talking back in the 90s, before any of this really took off. Even though I could pick up on things, I could pick up on energies, but nothing like what's going on now. At that point in time, it was a strong sixth sense, and most I would have called myself a sensitive back then. And I'd really love to go back and give it a try now with what I know now and what I know I'm able to do. And just to get out to more places. So many places are opening up all over the United States that
Yes.
I would love a chance just to get over. I mean, you talk about the places that are out in your part of the country. There's so many out there. And, I don't mind, a 6-8 hour drive. I love to drive.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, we do it all the time. We just drive places. Yeah. Every vacation is we make sure we have a paranormal stop on it to make it a write-off. So
wonderful idea. Wonderful idea. And I do want, you want to have that really wonderful destination. But there's so many I want to go to.
Well,
and I'm just going to keep working on it.
There's some really good places like down by Cat. She's got Sloss Furnace down there.
Oh, I would love that. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to go and see the myrtles. I've heard so many stories about the myrtles plantation.
So you got to go before it burns down. Keeps catching on fire. And I'm not even kidding. The gift shop caught on fire, I think it was like 2 years ago.
Oh, my.
And, but, don't go in the summertime because the humidity's so bad. You almost get your clothes ironed on you. But that's a whole different story. But you know what? Yeah. We're coming up on our break. This is a 3-minute break, everybody. Come back. You're listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. I'm Denise Pridemore. You're listening to The Paranormal Pride, and we will be back in 3 minutes. So make sure you come back, and we'll be here waiting for you. So come back, hurry.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting. The best in paranormal talk radio.
Welcome back to the Paranormal Pride. I hope everybody's come back with us. I came back, so I hope you did. I'm here with Julie Griffin, ghost photographer, and we've had a lot of fun so far. I'm hoping that you guys are having a good time. If you have any questions, please post them there in chat, or you can send me a Facebook message, and I will ask the question, and I will get your answer out there for you. And you need to go out and check out her website. It is, let me get back to it. It is ghostlyphotographs.com. You can also get her book there. And like I said at the opening of the show, Andrea Perrin, she recommends this book highly. So that right there is an amazing recommendation. So you guys need to check that out. So, to me,
it's kind of an interesting story how Andrea came into the picture with this.
I'd like to hear that.
I have been trying to figure out how to go and write a book. This was something that was never anything I ever imagined I would be doing. But these photos are happening, and it's like, now what? What do I do with them? And there are so many of them, and there's some really wild stories that happen sometimes when you're on investigations. And I'd gone up to a book signing with some other people. And Andrea was promoting her first book of the trilogy. So this would have, oh my gosh, what are we talking, 8 years ago? And she had done a talk, and she was telling some of her story and some of her own history and all of that. And she also, selling her books was the first one. And at one point I hear her mention, and I've been an editor, and of course my ears perk right up because I needed an editor. I needed someone to help me make it a better book. So, I'm waiting for my turn to go and buy and get one of the books autographed. And I told her that I'm working on a book. I could use some help with an editor. Now, I said nothing about what the subject was, what I was doing it, nothing about what the book was. She just looks at me and says, I will not only help you with this, I will see you take it to publication. Well, of course, at that point, I burst into tears, and that's where the friendship began. It's sometimes you meet somebody, and it's not a case of nice to meet you. It's a case of where you been? And a very fast friendship came through, and she helped me out, and she ended up connecting me with someone to go and be the editor for my book, which worked out really, really well. And has been very supportive, very, very supportive of what I do, and a very good friend along the way. But just to go and in that moment, to know nothing about what I'm trying to create, she just knew.
Well,
she's an amazing person. If
that's the other side.
If you ever get a chance to meet her, if at when all the different conventions that she goes to, this woman exudes love. I've never met anybody the way she does. She is one of the most honest, real, down to earth, a lot of fun, crazy in the best kind of way, people I've ever met. So if you ever get a chance to meet her in person, I so recommend it. And her books are fabulous. They're wonderful reads.
I've heard her speak multiple times, and I think I do have one of her books here. I'd be surprised if I didn't with my library. So Even though most of my books I don't pay for, so that'd be just how it happens. They usually sent to me to review, and I review them. So, but I'm pretty sure I have one of hers, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know that I've heard multiple interviews of hers, and she's always bubbly and light unless you talk politics. And
yes, she has very strong beliefs. And yes. Yep. And she has not changed in all the years from when I've met her. She is still the exact same person. You know, all the celebrity is simply the wrong word with her, but where she has the name recognition and all of that, she hasn't changed. She is still the same down-to-earth, warm person. It's really nice to see that. And that's just part of, well, you can tell I'm a fan. You know, I could sit here and go on and on and on about her.
Well, when you shared the show, she was the first one to pop in there and encourage you.
Oh, yes. She has been that way constantly. She's always been there, you know, in my corner. And absolutely. And we help each other out, you know, wherever we can. She's got a brand new book coming out, which is going to be, I've seen a little bit of it. I'll just leave it with that.
This is the one about her alien.
Yes,
stuff.
Yes. You can pre-order it on Amazon. It's called A Wonder to Behold. This book is written as her, where the trilogy, she's writing it in the third person for the most part. This is her. This is her true voice, her true experiences. And this book is going to rock the world. It is, like I say, I've seen some teasers, and it's like nothing else. And that's a completely different experience with her. Is I've been there with her. I've seen her do it. I've experienced it. She's got such a connection with the galactic family. She can call, and they will come in. I've seen her do this.
That's something that I would have to witness before I'd believe it. But I
completely understand that.
Right. But I've heard her speak about it with Kat and with Mike on Haunted Road Media. And she speaks about it as, you know, as she believes it. So, like I said, I'd have to see it to believe it, but I believe she believes it. So that's part of it. Part of all of it is believing that they believe it. So I think it's going to be an interesting read.